fine to relinquish mine for the life of our seeds. For the weak moves, these dudes eat your food like harpies. Knox car thieves, large pleas came home hard murderers. By the death toll, would have thought the threshold was guarded by Cerberus. It's hard to love, and if only God could judge, who needs juries?
Cut the fucking music.
Alright, finish it off. Silk Shirts and Fast Hands, episode 20. My name is F.U. You already know who the fuck I am. You already know how fly I am. I don't have to introduce myself.
I mean, the aura alone tells the story. You know who this is, you schleps. This is Bloodstained Lane. And here we are, episode 20, Silk Shirts and Fast Hands.
We're back.
Brand new studio, Long Island City. What's going on, F? Give the people an update. Where did episode 19 go? What's been going on with us?
A lot of people ask what happened with episode 19. Episode 19 lives only on YouTube. From 1 minute to the next, we're sitting there, we're in the studio, we're talking about Alex Jones and fucking the First Amendment and movies, and we're laughing and ha ha he he. And we go to upload episode 19, and guess what? Everything disappeared.
We have been deplatformed by Apple, by SoundCloud. They didn't give us a reason why. They took our content away from us. We've been emailing them, trying to get in touch with them. No response. So right now we're doing strictly YouTube format. So make sure you guys type in, we have a link, silkshirtsfasthands.com, that will take you directly to our YouTube channel, or you can just go on YouTube, type in Silk Shirts Fast Hands, and
make sure you subscribe.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe. This is going to be where the shows are right now. For now, we have lawyers working on it. We want to get our content back at the very least. You guys deserve it. If you know somebody who doesn't know what happened, you can let them know. You can tell them to give us a call, man. We're recording live now, so we're gonna give the phone number out shortly, and hopefully we get to talk to you guys a little bit. But yeah, that's it right now. We have no more answers as to what happened to the rest of the shows. But we're back, man. You can't fucking stop us. I don't give a fuck if I have to invite all of you to Tony's house personally to record us on your Instagram live. That's how we have to do the show.
yeah, right now I said like we're looking good, we're feeling good. I got Sergio Tacchini velour jacket on right now. Got 14 karat gold Cuban link, wrist looking chunky. Cartier frames on, cement threes on the feet. You know what I mean? So
I won't lie. I came from work and I look like
you look like a piece of shit right
I
now.
didn't even get a fucking haircut.
I do like the Nems hat though.
Yeah, shout out to Nems. He gave me this hat. I got some off-white on, you know what I mean? I got the Supreme fucking SBs on. I'm always looking fly. Even when I look like a bum, I look flyer than fucking...
Or the aura sells itself.
You know
what I mean?
But...
we can wear Skechers and look good.
Yeah, I don't care. I can wear Dockers up to my fucking chest, and I will still steal your woman.
We can get a brand new outfit from Old Navy and still pull your chick, you low life mutts. Alright? Because when you're an aura don, when you're an alpha don and not a soy boy or a cuck or a beta, like most of you sluts tuning in right now, you know what I mean? We could get away with it. We got Tony in the building, the owner, CEO, Made by Pablo.
Tony,
What's going on with you, man?
Nothing much, man. Just working, grinding, as usual.
Tell me about the new drops. You got new drops that came out?
We got a couple new hats, some bomber jackets, camo bomber jackets.
How do you not bring some jackets for us so we can show the people how fly they
I
are?
totally forgot.
You're a piece of garbage.
And I didn't even really know what size both of you were. I think you guys are that 2XL, but I don't
Both
even know if
we're men's
one
sizes.
each.
We're men's sizes. 2XL each. That's the size men wear.
Yeah.
Medium.
But I mean,
medium.
other than that, you can find everything on madebypavlo.com. We got 2 new hats, 2 new bomber jackets. Hopefully trying to sell that out pretty quick. I got a big photo shoot scheduled in like a couple weeks. So I'll have some content to kind of promote that.
Nice.
For this season. But other than that, it's business as usual, same shit. Episode 20, coming back, stronger, and it's only gonna get better from here once we start getting the fucking GoFundMe funds.
GoFundMe money.
So we can start.
We got
increasing
merch.
the quality of the equipment.
We got merch coming on the website. Hats and shirts and shit like that. For you to fucking
Yeah,
help
I mean,
us out.
last time we did the episode, we didn't have any site, but now we have silkshirtsandfasthands.com, which right now redirects to the YouTube channel. But once this is over, you'll be able to go on the site, be able to listen to a few of the old episodes. In a few weeks, you'll be able to buy some merch, shirts, hats, hoodies, even book bags, shit like that. So, and
It's
if you
gonna
drink
be
coffee mugs. So,
We're gonna have coffee mugs.
yeah,
All right, that's cool. Travel mugs.
yeah, different shit.
So we have I'm tired of talking to you. We have a lot of other things.
Well, so other than what's going on in your life over the last 2 months, month and a half, you've been gone.
Yeah,
What's going on?
I'm working, man. You know, we're both working guys. I did take a little vacation to DR. Fucking didn't do shit. Went out there, sat on the beach. Went to DR. Went to Aruba. Fucking kicked my feet up and didn't do a fucking thing for 7 days. Every now and then you need that, man. You know what I'm
You
saying?
gotta get away, man.
You gotta get away. You gotta take some time out. Fucking swim in different oceans. Swim in different women. You know what I mean? And I had a great time. I had a blast. But besides that, just working my ass off, man. 9 to 5, saving money, and fucking paying bills. What else? What about you?
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I hit the dating circuit for a little bit.
Yeah?
I hit the dating circuit for a little bit. Took some girls, went out with some girls. You know what I mean? It's a complete shit show out there, by the way. You know what I mean? A complete shit show. It's funny. I got to an argument with somebody the other day, and I try to tell these guys. You know what I mean? One guy said to me, no time goes, I told him that when I go on dates, it's 50-50. We're splitting the bill. You know what I'm trying to say? You're not getting a free meal out of me and then going to the next schlep.
Right.
It's not happening. I know the game. I know there's like a revolving door right now with these chicks. They have the next chump take them out, the next cup take them out. It's not happening. So this guy basically said that I should be more chivalrous, more of an old school kind of guy. But I'm not spending $100 on a date. And that's it, it's a one and done, and I'm out $100. You know what I'm trying to say? I got things that, I like to buy things for myself. I like to spoil myself. So, my philosophy is this. I start being chivalrous after the 5th date. After I know that there's something there, after 5 dates, you kind of build a rapport with each other. You know what I mean? You know something might be there, there's a liking. Then I'll start being the gentleman, the old school guy, and start paying the fucking bill. But if it's a first date or even a second date, we're going half. Because I might never see you again, and I'm not going to be out $100, $200.
Right.
We're going to go half. So that's my philosophy. I got chastised for it, for saying that, a guy always pays, a guy don't. Maybe back in the fucking 50s and 60s. Times have changed. These girls know what they're doing.
Also,
they
back in the 50s and 60s, though, you took a girl out, they basically they had intentions of going out with you. They wanted to. The second date was a home cooked meal. You know what I mean?
Back in the 50s and 60s, the 40s, 50s, a woman's dream was to be barefoot in the kitchen, slaving over a hot stove for their man. Now that's not what it is.
Right, it's not.
That's not what it is nowadays. So no, I'm not gonna be out $100. Then I got a date next weekend with a different girl, another $100. No, we're going 50-50. I went on a date. The girl was expecting me to pull out the wallet. I told her, bills $80, 40 a piece. That's how it goes. She's just standing there befuddled, but that's how it is, man. You know what I mean? Listen to me. My money shouldn't be or me treating you shouldn't be what wins you over. It should be my personality, my aura. If you're not sold by that, then forget about it. You know what I mean? But for the first 3-4 dates, we're going half, honey.
Listen,
we're going half.
What I do sometimes, I'll pay for the first date, no problem, see how it goes. And the second date, I'll order as much as I want, and then I'll just fucking act like totally aloof when the check comes. I'll go to the bathroom, I'll walk around, maybe I'll put my coat on, I'm gonna get the car. Alright, I'm gonna get the car, I'll meet you in front. So that there's no discussion. You're paying for the second date, I paid for the first date, right? Or do you not want this to be equal? Because we can not make it equal. I'll pay for every date, but I'm treating you like the fuck I want to treat you.
Exactly.
Because now we're not equals. But if you want to be equals, I'll pay for the first date. You pay for second. I'm not even talking about having sex or doing anything. I'm just talking about going out and hanging out. That's how I'll do
Tony,
it.
what do you think about it? What do you think? Do you think a man should always be chivalrous and always, if you're just taking a girl on a first date, a man should always pay? You could be honest here.
Nah, I don't think they should always pay, but I think they should pay on the first date.
Yeah, to try to impress a chick?
Nah,
See, my whole thing is,
I just think that's like, it's just something that you have to do as a first date. Whether you're thinking in the back of your mind that you want to get married, or you just want a girlfriend because you're lonely for that year, whatever it is. To me, if you know that it's you're trying to make it work and you're trying to get into a relationship, I think that the guy should pay for the first date. After that, I'm not saying that you should always go 50-50, but I think that it shouldn't be that the guy should always be paying for this shit, because I've been in situations where I felt like I was always paying for it, then I've been in situations where I felt like the girl wanted to pay and that kind of felt good too. So to me, the guy should pay the first date. After that, it should be a mutual thing about what's gonna happen with the fun.
I think it depends on how you're feeling. Because that's how I do. You know what I mean? It depends on how I'm feeling. If I'm on a date and I'm having fun and everything feels good and the girl's nice, you know what I mean? I'll pay for it, no problem. If I'm on a date and she's being a fucking dick, she's being an asshole.
Yeah,
guess
let me
what?
tell you something right now.
We might not even go 50-50. I might have you pay the first date for the honor of going on a date.
Yeah, exactly. I've been on first dates where everything seems all hunky-dory, everything seems good, and then it's a dub after that. You know what I'm trying to say? Sometimes I dub them, sometimes they dub me. Most of the times I do the dubbing. I haven't met a woman that reached my standards yet, and basically my only standard is stop being a piece of shit. Don't be a piece of shit.
To the standard.
Have some morals and values.
Oscar, you know who Oscar Gonzalez is?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
He said you never pay for a full meal on the first date.
Absolutely, Oscar. That's it. You got the right state of mind, my friend. You know what I mean? But other than that, you know what I mean? I've been good though, man. Just making money, working a lot of overtime. You know what I mean? Looking good, feeling good. You know what I mean? Hitting the gym.
Yeah.
Throwing up 315 10 times. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I mean? Like,
You up to 315?
315 10 times, man. 10 reps. I might do a video for Instagram.
That's
later.
not bad.
That's it.
That's not
You know
bad.
what I mean?
I like that.
So, what are you up to right now? What are you throwing up?
I'm doing 320 about 6 times.
All right, no doubt.
About 6 times.
What about you, Tony? What are you throwing up on?
I haven't fucking benched in a while, but I bet you I can bench at least 210.
Right off the rip?
There's no fucking way you bench at 210. You could work out for 10 years and you're not benching 210. The only thing Tony's throwing up is his skirt. When he fucking gets hey boys!
No, I didn't say 210 pounds, I said 210
Oh, 210s. No, he's talking about 210s. 210 pounds.
10 pounds of dumbbells.
Oh, that makes sense.
All right, here we go. Clarify. All right, so let's go. Let's get into it, man. A lot of stuff been going on in the world. A lot of things been going on in politics. A lot of things been going on in sports. So let's talk combat sports first.
Yeah.
The big fight, Canelo Triple G Part 2. Another great, I think it was another classic fight.
Yeah.
It was another classic fight, great fight, close fight,
Very
controversial
close
fight in some eyes.
Look, the people
You
who
go
are talking,
first.
The people who are talking that robbery shit, man, you gotta you must not have been watching the same fight. It was extremely close. It was just as close as the first one. I heard a lot of people say they give it to Triple G, but different people judge for different ways. Personally, I had a Triple G 115, 113, but my scorecard, I also made a note that one round was very, very close. That could have gone either way. So if you did that, then you had a tie. And if you gave that round to Canelo, which could have gone to Canelo, it would have been 115, 113 Canelo. So I had no problem with the scoring. I just don't think we're going to see anything different in the third fight. I think the third fight's going to be exactly the same as the first and second. Triple G did not do anything different. He didn't. I personally thought he's supposed to go harder in the beginning and go for the knockout from the beginning till the end. It's easier said than done, but if anybody could do it, he could, and he didn't. He had to go back to body punching. He didn't go back to body punching at all. As a matter of fact, Canelo stepped up his body punching even more. I don't think we're going to see anything different in the third fight, and I think it's going to be even harder to make than the second fight was. But all in all, a great fucking fight. Excellent fight. If you're a fight fan, you like this fight.
Well, you thought Triple G won the fight.
Well, I had it 115, 113, but I had it very close. Like, I even made it on my scorecard. I even wrote one round extremely close. Could have gone either way.
I thought the fight.
And I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off. You're not supposed to, but I called the first round even. I couldn't give it to anybody. The first round, they both did the same thing.
But a lot of rounds are like the first round. It depends
That's
on
true.
preference and what you like.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
See, for me, it wasn't a controversial fight at all. I thought Canelo won clearly. I thought Canelo outboxed him, out-IQ'd him, pushed him back, controlled the story of the fight, controlled the pace of the fight, controlled where the fight went. Triple G didn't do enough. As a matter of fact, you say he didn't add nothing. He actually kind of regressed.
Yeah,
if you look at the numbers were the exact same. Canelo landed more power punches and more body shots. But he landed more body punches and more power shots than in the first fight.
First fight, yeah.
Triple G out-jabbed him by a significant amount. So now, to me, in a fight like this, a guy like Triple G, the guy who's supposed to be the Grim Reaper, he's the guy who should be landing more body shots.
Right.
He's the guy that should be landing more power shots. In the first fight, to be honest with you, I was befuddled because Canelo was the counter puncher and landed more body shots, more power shots.
Right.
But in the second fight, Canelo was the guy going forward, and Triple G was the guy on his bicycle. So the numbers were the same, but the styles were different. Triple G was the aggressor in the first fight. In this fight, he was the counter puncher and on his bicycle. And the thing is, like I said, I thought Canelo won the fight 115, 113. I didn't think it was a close fight at all. I thought it was
115, 113 is a close fucking score.
Exactly.
That's where you're giving him one round.
That's true. It was a close fight, but I thought Canelo won the fight convincingly. I thought his game plan was better. And then all this shit talking Abel Sanchez did and Triple G did about fighting Mexican style in the middle of the ring, and you're just gonna be backing up the whole fight and not standing there and bang.
He didn't do that.
Yo, people could see what they want about Canelo. People would be like, oh, he's the golden boy. He gets decisions because of De La Hoya, and he's the money maker. Yo, the guy stood in the front and he banged, and he still getting for a Triple G fight.
Yeah.
Yo, when is Canelo gonna start getting the respect that he deserves? He's fought everybody, every style. Complicated Cuban guys like Lara. He fought Austin Trout. Let me tell you something. See, people don't have 20/20 vision. Austin Trout at that time was a scary guy.
Yeah.
He just beat the shit out of Miguel Cotto. He had a very awkward style.
Right.
He beat him. Close fight though. It was a close fight.
The Lara fight was close.
Lara fight was a close. But these are guys that people
But
were
he beat
scared to fight. And Canelo's fighting the guy. He fought two tanks and Angulo and Kirkland. Those guys will come forward. He fought those style. He fought the best in the last 20 years of Floyd Mayweather. He fought Miguel Cotto. He fought Triple G. I mean, the guy is fighting everybody, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's time to start talking about Canelo being one of the all-time greats. He has to be considered that.
Right.
And as far as this fight, I just don't see what everybody's saying it was a robbery. In what aspect?
Yeah, I don't think
Canelo
so.
landed 40 more body shots, 50 more power shots. Yeah, Triple G landed 40 or 50 more jabs. But, in a fight like this, in a fight with those two guys, the body punching and the power punching means more to me than jabs, especially for a guy of Triple G's style and what he brings to the table. I thought Canelo won the fight.
See, I think a lot of people were thinking, at least the analysts, they were seeing it as Triple G was the smarter fighter. I thought Canelo was a smarter fighter too because of the fact that he changed his style up when he needed to. But a lot of the analysts are saying Triple G was smarter because he wasn't aggressive as he could have been to try to outsmart Canelo. And in the middle rounds, he did outbox him, he did outpunch him. It looked like he hurt him more. But then again, man, it's just too close of a fight for you to say, not for you, but for people in general to say it was a robbery.
Anybody saying it was a robbery is an idiot.
Yeah,
it wasn't a robbery.
It wasn't a robbery.
Listen to me.
It was a close fight, and they gave it to a guy, which I have no problem with. He fought a great fight.
Even Abel Sanchez,
Yeah,
Triple G's trainer, his mouthpiece who talks all the shit, said it wasn't a robbery.
Yeah.
He said it wasn't a robbery.
Right.
Then you got guys like Teddy Atlas. I'm sorry to say, Teddy Atlas, I respect him, but he's very biased in his opinions, and you could tell, have you been following Teddy for a long time? You could tell who he has disdain for, who he doesn't like. He don't like Canelo. Just like Paulie Malignaggi doesn't like Manny Pacquiao. You could tell that these guys have agendas towards these fighters, and to completely say that it's a robbery, it's disgusting. Canelo's performance was a phenomenal performance considering the style he brought going forward, fighting Mexican style.
Yeah, no, he did.
You know what I'm trying to say? So I mean, to me, it wasn't a controversial fight. It could have gone. Listen to me. Canelo won the fight. I thought he clearly won the fight. My eyes said he clearly won the fight. Could have been, if it was a draw, I would have been okay with that.
Right.
If you would have given Triple G a round to fight the opposite way, I would have been okay with that too.
Right.
But to say it was a robbery a robbery is a guy winning 9 rounds. Clearly. And then, you could cry robbery. Triple G didn't win 9 rounds.
Right.
He didn't win 9 rounds.
No way.
So
It was a good fight though.
I thought Triple G came on strong though after the 6th round.
Yeah.
He came on strong and he changed the fight.
I was saying he had to come hard. Like the way he came strong after the 6th, 5th round, he had to do that from the very beginning, attack the body, and come as hard as he did in the latter rounds in the beginning throughout the whole fight. If he would have done that, he would have had a better chance. But do you think we see a third fight?
I think we do see a third fight.
When?
Of Canelo, there's rumors that Canelo's fighting David Lemieux at the Garden. We got to go to that fight.
Yeah,
It
we
happens.
gotta go.
Because Canelo never comes to New York to fight. So if he fights, that's a good fight for him, a good tune-up fight. I think it happens again. I think it has to happen. What else? What fight can you make? Canelo versus Charlo? I don't want to see that right now.
They're talking Triple G Charlo and Canelo. Damn, what's his name out of Brooklyn?
Danny Jacobs.
Danny Jacobs. They're saying that's the next.
That's the fight that scares me for Canelo.
Yeah, me too.
The Danny Jacob fight is the fight that scares me for Canelo. However, I will say this: I think Canelo fights Lemieux in December. I think Triple G maybe takes a break for now and waits till May.
He's getting too old, man. To take a year break, take years off, a year off. He's
Not
getting
a
too
year
old.
off. They fought September. It'd be 6 months off.
And waits till May. Well, when's Canelo supposed to fight?
He's fighting in December, early December.
See,
or
but
mid-December.
the thing is, I think
Remember, Canelo had a long layoff.
I think every fight after this, for both of them, is a step down. Because who else David Lemieux? That's a fucking huge step down from Triple
Oh, let
G.
me ask you a question though. Do you think
Charlo? It's a step down.
Canelo?
And I like Charlo.
I thought Canelo. How do you think Canelo looked in the second fight? He didn't have all that muscle mass he had in the first
I
fight.
was gonna bring that up.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
What do you mean what I think about that? I think he fucking took steroids, he got bagged, and he stopped taking steroids. Dude, he was huge in the first fight. Almost the same size as Triple G. And Triple G's big.
But maybe.
But yo, look how skinny he looked. It didn't take away from his power, and it didn't take away from his stamina. He had the same stamina, same power. He
Yeah,
moved
but
the
you
same.
think
He
it's
fought the
kind of
same.
funny? You figure the style he brought in the second fight, you
Was
think he
better.
would have brought it in the first fight with that mask he had on.
I think he had too much mass.
Yeah,
in
too
the
much.
first fight.
I think that's why he kind of got tired in those little
Right,
late-
exactly.
late
I think he put
rounds.
on too much mass in the first fight. But where else did that come from? I mean, look, in the first fight he was huge. Then now he looked so small. I mean,
Well, I think, like I said, I think it was a good fight. I had Canelo winning the fight 7 rounds to 5, 115, 113. I tell you the truth, another thing that's very impressive is that these guys have chins like I've never seen before.
yeah, no, it's crazy.
I mean, these guys took their best shots. They don't even flinch.
Yeah.
They don't even
I
flinch.
mean, there was a round where Canelo looked a little bit like
He was round 10.
Yeah, he got
was.
wobbled a little bit, and I
He
thought
recovered so fast.
so fast. Yeah, it was crazy. It was a great fight, man. I think we see a third one. I think it's going to be difficult to make, so it's not going to be the next fight. Like you said, they're going to take other fights and then come back to it. But like I said, every fight after this is a step down for them. Who else is really on their level right now that they're going to fight? They either got to move on to another weight class, and even then, who's in the other weight classes? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. How's the mic sounding, guys? People complaining about the mics.
Yeah, that's why I brought the video up, but they should be good.
Alright, nobody's
The
complaining.
thing is that the mic has nothing to do with the YouTube live, so the
Alright, so we're sounding good right now, right? Okay.
All right, that's Canelo Triple
yeah,
G.
somebody said mic sounds clean.
What's next? Tyson Fury Wilder.
Let me move my computer a little bit.
Tyson Fury versus Wilder. Have you seen the?
Oh, I
press-
love it. I love Tyson Fury.
Have you seen the press conference?
I love Tyson Fury. The press conference is hilarious.
Hilarious.
I'm going with Tyson Fury in this fight.
Really?
Okay, the reason why I'm going with Tyson Fury in this fight, first off, he's a very awkward guy to fight.
Right.
He has this weird, awkward style. I don't think Wilder's power is going to be as potent punching up. It's the first time he's punching up at a guy.
Yeah.
You don't generate more power. You generate more power punching down on your opponent. Punching up, your power goes down a little bit. I think that's going to play a factor. And I think Tyson Fury, I think it's going to be kind of a boring fight.
Yeah.
I do think it's going to be a round where there's going to be some action. I think Tyson Fury is going to clip him and drop him.
Really?
In one of the rounds, I think Tyson Fury is going to win a decision.
See, I see it the opposite way. I agree with you. I think it's going to be a boring fight for a lot of the rounds, but I think it's going to be easier for Wilder to catch Fury with one of those crazy haymakers because of his awkward style. Fury's going to be moving awkwardly, and Wilder's going to throw those haymakers and just pray to catch him, and he's going to catch him and drop him. Whether he's going to end the fight like that, I'm not sure, because Fury's got a fucking chin too, remember. But I think he's going to drop him, and I think he's going to go to decision, and it's going to go to Wilder.
I'm going to go Tyson Fury. First of all, I love the theatrics. I think Tyson Fury's
great.
He's been one of the best showmen in all of combat sports for the last decade.
Right.
He's hilarious. I'm a big fan of him. At first I didn't like Tyson Fury, but I like him. I think I like him more for his persona than his fighting skills and abilities. Even though I think he's a good fighter, he's just he's not a fun guy to watch per se. But I think he makes it a boring fight. I think he outboxes Wilder. I think he knocks down Wilder at some point in the fight. I can see Wilder getting a knockdown too. And I think Fury wins the decision. That's my pick. That's my official pick. Tyson Fury, 12-round unanimous decision.
Yeah, I got Wilder the opposite.
Okay.
I got Wilder in a unanimous decision. I like Tyson Fury's style. I mean, not his boxing style. I like his persona, but I think he's the most untalented boxer that I've ever seen.
Really?
He's the most untalented champion I've ever seen. I mean, or maybe it's just so awkward that it fucks with my head.
Yeah, you know what though?
But I can't really watch him and say, yo, he's skilled.
Did you? Okay, so what were your thoughts on the Klitschko's?
Klitschko's was the same thing.
People complained about them, but they were skilled. They won.
The thing is about the Klitschko's is that they had way more skill. They just relied on their jab way too much, so they made it boring. But they had way more skill than Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury doesn't have skill. He just has a heavy ass fucking hand, and he knows where to put it. But that's not. It's talent, but it's not skill. You get what I'm saying? And it's just maybe I'm just bugging, and he's just so awkward to watch fight that it fucks with my head. So I'm looking at this fucking awkward, goofy guy fucking roll around the ring like this.
Well, I'm looking.
Maybe that's what it is.
I'm looking at the. He's 27-0, Tyson Fury. There's two guys that are undefeated. His last knockout was 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, almost 5 years ago. So his last 5 fights are all decision wins. So he hasn't knocked out somebody in a while. I don't think he knocks out Wilder.
Wilder hasn't even been down that we've seen.
Wilder gets dropped. Didn't he get dropped in his last fight?
I don't know. Did he? Oh yeah, he did. You're right.
Yeah, he got dropped in his last fight.
Right.
I go. I'm gonna go Fury by decision. I think I'm solid with that pick. Next topic. You going Wilder, right?
I'm going Wilder. Yeah. Get out of here. What's next?
Pacquiao Mayweather 2. Is it happening? And what are your thoughts on it?
What do you think? Well, let's tell whoever hasn't been up on it. Floyd Mayweather's been on social media talking that shit, saying he's coming back, saying he's training, and he's coming back to fight Pacquiao again. I think it's more trolling, like he did with McGregor. When he was like, oh, I'm coming to MMA, and he started taking videos of him walking into the octagon and shit like that. I don't think it happens.
Okay, well, I think it's gonna happen. The reason why I think it's gonna happen is it's a money grab. I think both guys need money. Mayweather spends his money recklessly with the gambling, with these strip clubs that I heard are tanking, with his lifestyle, with all the women he has, the brothel women. He needs a cash grab, and to me, there's only 3 names that Mayweather could fight right now that's gonna get him a 9-figure purse.
Okay.
I think one of them is Pacquiao,
Okay.
Conor McGregor,
Okay.
and Canelo. Those are the only 3 fights that Mayweather will get a 9-figure purse, and Mayweather's not going to come back for anything less than 9 figures.
Right.
But I think he's going to fight again because he has to fight again because he needs money. He needs another 9-figure payday, and those are the only 3 fights that he could take where he's going to generate that kind of money. So if it's not Pacquiao in December, it'll be if Conor wins his fight against Khabib or Canelo, which I think he'll be making a mistake if he fight Canelo at this point in his career.
See,
he's at 40 now. You know, Mayweather fought Canelo when Canelo was a kid, 22, 23-year-old kid. He was still raw. If he fights Canelo now, it'll be a big problem for Mayweather.
See, the thing is, all those 3 fighters that you're saying, while I agree with you that they're the biggest money fights, when he fought all those people and got those 9-figure paydays, anytime it was announced, everyone went crazy. Am I right? Oh shit, he's fighting he's fighting McGregor, everybody went nuts. He's fighting Pacquiao, finally, everybody went nuts. He's fighting Canelo. Canelo was in his prime at the time. He's still in his prime, but everybody went nuts. I think now, if you announce a Pacquiao fight, half the people who went nuts aren't going to go nuts. So it's not a 9-figure payday.
Brock Romaldi in the chat said, I drove by Mayweather Strip Club on the way to work on Highland Drive in Vegas. The lot was empty on Thursday night last week. He needs money. Mayweather needs money.
That's bad. Thursday night for it being empty.
Listen, what else is going on?
Yeah, he sucks. I don't think it happens. I really don't think it happens. I think it's a troll. Look, Even Pacquiao. Look at his. You know, he fought Matisse on ESPN Plus, right?
Yeah.
On the app.
Yeah.
It really didn't generate that much buzz. No one really talked about it the next day. I mean, yeah, it was Lucas Matisse, but I just don't think they generate as much buzz. And then even with McGregor, nobody wants to see a second fight. And I agree with you that if he fought Canelo now, it'd be a problem. But I don't think he will. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think he's gonna come back.
I agree with you that I think it's a trope, but I mean, from a common sense standpoint, the only person that he would actually fight would be fucking Pacquiao because of his age. There's no way
That's true.
it's a joke to fight McGregor at this point.
Yeah.
McGregor knows he's gonna lose and he's just gonna embarrass himself, and I don't think he'll get as much money for that. And then Canelo will destroy the shit out of him.
Right. Yeah,
So-
I agree. That's really the only
If it
thing.
does happen, is Pacquiao.
Another thing that we haven't spoken about, HBO's getting out of the game.
Yeah.
They're not going to show boxing anymore.
That's
HBO.
HBO's. Let's talk about that. I'm kind of heartbroken by that.
Yeah.
I grew up on HBO
Me
boxing. I used to watch HBO boxing with my grandpa back in the late '80s when I first started watching boxing. I'm a little heartbroken by it. A lot of memories with HBO boxing. I tell you the truth, that's big news for me.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. I don't understand the move.
To me, since a kid, Jim Lampley's been the voice of boxing for me in my head. You know what I mean? I don't agree with him all the time, but like you, I grew up on HBO boxing. Me and my father was just a tradition. All the big fights we would watch on HBO, and I guess they're just not making as much money with boxing. With ESPN now coming in, Fox just signed a deal with PBC. NBC has PBC. It's I guess it's just not generating as many viewers. It sucks though. It sucks. It's really sad to see. I hope Lampley lands somewhere, even though he's probably gonna retire. I'm guessing at this point.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Somebody he'll get work somewhere else. I think. Lampley.
But yeah, that's gonna hurt the boxing game. I think because even though I like Mauro Ronaldo, I'm not a huge fan of all the commentators on Showtime and PBC. Sometimes they gotta get better, but.
All right,
I guess
so
we'll see.
so final Mayweather Pacquiao 2 happens or no?
No,
Does Mayweather fight again?
no.
Wow.
I mean, I think it's one of his biggest means of being able to get paid.
He needs that
I
payday.
think that he needs it, so
He's coming back. He's
I
coming
think he
back.
might come back.
Big UFC fight this week. UFC 229, the biggest MMA fighter in the world, arguably the biggest star in all of combat sports. UFC 229, Conor McGregor versus Khabib. What do you got here?
This is
Let's talk
tough.
about it.
This is tough. I think we spoke about it on the last episode, and then when it was announced, it's gonna be tough, man. Because if Khabib gets him on the ground, it's over. But can Khabib withstand the blows from McGregor at the beginning in order to get him to the ground? Shit, it's a fucking toss-up, man. It's like the chicken or the egg. What came first? I don't know how to answer that question because I don't know what's gonna happen first. Is Khabib gonna get him on the ground first, or is McGregor gonna hit him with a 2-piece to the chin and knock him out?
This
Now,
fight.
Khabib has a good chin. Don't get me wrong, but
There's three possibilities. Okay. I'll give you my official prediction after the possibilities. Okay. Conor wins by knockout within the first 2 rounds.
that's the first possibility.
Second, Khabib grinds him and holds him down for 5 rounds, wins the decision. Third, Khabib grinds him and holds him down, wears him out, and gets a submission somewhere in the between the third and fifth
All
round.
those are very possible.
My official prediction: Khabib's chin has proven to be a little suspect to me, but Conor's cardio has also been a little suspect. This is literally a 50-50 coin flip fight, but I'm going to say that Conor is going to come in the best shape of his life. I'll be honest with you, he's unlike anything I've ever seen in MMA. His precision, his angles, his movements are really almost superhuman in a way.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
it's,
a freak.
it's unbelievable, his precision punching and his technique and his power. I think Conor clips Khabib and knocks him out in the first round. So my official prediction
Wow.
is Conor McGregor knocks out Khabib,
Wow.
takes the UFC lightweight belt, and from then on, he could do whatever he wants. He don't. It's like he said in the press conference. He don't even need to fight no more. He made a 9-figure payday with Mayweather. He got all his businesses running. You know, he don't need to fight no more. But at this point, he's bigger than, I've said it in countless podcasts already. He's bigger than the UFC brand itself. Conor McGregor is bigger than the UFC.
That's a huge prediction.
And I think he beats Khabib, and then I think he probably steps back into the boxing ring again.
You think so? Yeah,
Fights
you said that last time.
fights a rematch with Mayweather,
Yeah, I don't think so.
or fights Canelo.
Nah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think that's. I mean, look, fucking stranger things have
We're
happened.
dealing with megastars and superstars now, guys that are bigger than this. You know what I mean? Like that's what I see happening. Is it possible? No, but is it possible? Yes, but I can see Mayweather 2 happening for another payout.
Mayweather McGregor too.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't think it generates the same amount of buzz. I don't think it happens. I think if McGregor comes, I don't think McGregor's going to return to boxing. I think if it does, he might go after a young rising bull. I just don't think it's gonna. I don't see it happening. I think he fights again in the UFC. Maybe Diaz again, or maybe another hot star. But yeah, we gotta see.
In the chat, the Toothless Prophet says, I think Conor sparks him and bounces Khabib's head off the canvas. That's my prediction.
That could happen.
Dustin Dunbar says Khabib submits him in round 4. So there's all possibilities. Like I said, it's only 3 ways I think this fight goes. Khabib grinds him out for a decision, Conor gets a knockout within the first 2 rounds, or Khabib wears him out and gets a submission somewhere from between round 3 and 5.
Yeah, all those things are possible. Again, like you said, it's a 50-50 coin flip because we don't know what's gonna happen first. You know what I mean?
How come you don't have it? How come you're not in the chat? Where's your computer?
I don't want to bring my computer.
Pull up.
We're gonna both be on the computer fucking
Pull out
looking at shit.
that bullshit Acer computer you bought from Sears back in 2007.
Yeah, I
Now let's
know.
get in the live chat, man.
I don't even have a fucking computer.
Get that Acer laptop you bought back in Sears on Queens Boulevard.
Listen,
Let's go.
My laptop is the free laptop that they gave me when I graduated fucking high school. They gave me
Who's that, a
free-
fucking Hewlett Packard?
It's the old Mac, the old big bubble Mac. I still use that. Fuck you.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's it. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
NFL. You got anything to say
NFL. So
about
go
the
ahead.
NFL?
No, first off, obviously I'm a Steelers fan.
What's going on with the Steelers?
Well, we'll talk about Le'Veon Bell sitting out. Because, this is what I don't understand, okay? Le'Veon Bell got franchise tagged. $14-15 million. He's getting $15 million for 1 season practically, making him the highest paid running back in the league by a large margin. He wants a long-term contract. The Steelers don't want to give it to him because the running back's shelf life in the NFL is not long.
Right.
You got a 5 to 7 year max.
And what does he want? What's he looking for? 10-year contract?
He deserves a big contract because not only is he the top running back in the league, he's also putting up 80 catches a year as a receiver.
Right.
So he's a dual threat. But he's sitting out, and the Steelers are struggling without him, and he's losing almost $1 million a game by sitting out. It's about $900,000 a game, and he's holding out for the big contract. So me personally, listen to me, sign the deal, play out, take all the money, take the $15 million, and then next year you get your big contract with another team. That's my thing. But so far the NFL, I'll be honest with you, I haven't been watching it too much per se. I keep track. I'm in some fantasy leagues. But what are your thoughts?
I'm a Giants fan, so the Giants are playing. The thing is, they're playing well. They're playing well offensively, but they have no. And they're playing pretty well defensively actually too. But nobody's protecting Eli Manning. No one's protecting Manning, and it's fucking 4-1 now. It's atrocious. Every Sunday that I sit down and watch the Giants.
1-4. What is it? What's their record?
1-4.
1-4.
And
1-3.
It's sad. It's sad every Sunday that I sit down that they're not protecting them and nobody's doing anything about it. So I'm pissed off at that. The Jets, they still suck. Who else is out there? I don't even want to talk about Dallas Cowboys. You know what? Let's fucking take a break. Can you turn the phone on?
Turn it on or off?
Yeah. Well, I want to make a phone call real quick. We're gonna do an impromptu interview. Let's see if we're gonna call our friend at
You wanna go
at
live?
Hindu's. No. I'm talking about the phone.
Oh, this one.
I want to make a phone call on the phone. Yeah. Our friend Billy Henderson at Hindu Sandwiches. We're gonna give him a call. We're gonna order some sandwiches, We're gonna see if he'll talk to us live on the phone. This might not even work, but fuck it. We're here right now. Turn that shit on. Tony, call this number right here. Put it on.
We'll be taking live calls very shortly as well. You know what I mean? So be prepared for that. Anybody want to call in and ask any questions? What sandwiches do we even have at Hendu's right now?
We'll ask Bill Henson if he answers. Whenever you're ready, Tony. Let's take a little break here. Also, let us know, man. Do you like the YouTube format? You know what I mean? Do you want us to go back to SoundCloud and iTunes if they let us back on? I don't know that they will, but you know, we're gonna try our best. We're gonna build here. You know what I mean? Build on YouTube. I know a lot of people listen to us in their at work and in their trucks. You know what I mean? They listen to the podcast while they were driving or while they were at work. They can't really do that with YouTube. So I don't know. I really don't know. They took us off the platform. They're not answering our emails. They're not answering our phone calls or our lawyers' phone calls. We've been told this is a long process. Besides that, we don't know what we said or what we did that we can't be on no more. I don't think. Did we say anything crazy?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we said a lot of shitty things.
Yeah, but we didn't fucking.
We said some pretty bad things. Listen, we've been listen, we live in a snowflake world right now. We were the platform because we were saying things that are considered offensive to people. And you know, like I said, I've been a target before, so this is nothing new to me. I've had Twitters deleted, terminated. You know, I've even got in trouble at my job for some of the things I've said. So, this is nothing new to me. But you know, so listen, I don't know what's going on. Want to go to the next topic?
I don't know.
We got the phone call. We got the phone. We're gonna call Henry Sandwich Shop right now.
Tony, you're 5 seconds away from a wedgie live on fucking YouTube. I swear to God.
Oscar Gonzalez wants us back on SoundCloud and iTunes. It might happen in the future, but we gotta figure something out.
Well, Oscar, I'll tell you what. Why don't you go to PayPal, go to fu1@gmail.com, send me a couple $100, and then we'll see what we can do for you. You know what I mean? That's really the only thing we can do. Send us some bread, and we'll record a show for you. Besides that, all right. So what are we doing? Fuck it. Is it working or not?
I'm trying to make it work, but I've never called
Let's talk about Brett Kavanaugh.
All right.
I'm gonna let you.
All right.
start
So
this off.
we're gonna talk about Brett Kavanaugh. We're gonna talk about
Is it Kavanaugh?
Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh. Whatever. We're gonna talk about Dr. Blasey Ford. We're gonna talk about the attack on men. We're gonna talk about how to deal with the Me Too movement right now. So, all right, let's talk about it. As many of you know, Brett Kavanaugh is a justice, a judge. Donald Trump appointed him to be on the Supreme Court. You know, obviously, this country is. We've talked about it in many podcasts. This country will never be united again. It's gone to the point where you're either on the red team or the blue team. You're on the conservative right or the leftist, liberal left. Trump, who, you know, I'm a big supporter of Trump. I've stated it many times. I think he's doing an outstanding job as the President of the United States. The economy's booming. The house median incomes, it's the highest it's been. Unemployment's the lowest it's been. North Korea and South Korea have reached peace treaties, mainly because of Trump. Trump is shaking down globalist organizations such as the United Nations, NATO. You know, he brought back some machismo to the United States of America.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about Trump. I'm gonna get into it.
All right.
Trump is doing such a good job, and to see the left continuously hate on him just because they're not in power no more is disgusting. So Trump this is the second Supreme Court he's appointed, that he's picked.
First guy went in without a hitch, correct?
First guy went in without a hitch.
Okay.
but they weren't worried that the Democrats or the liberals, because it was still even. You get what I'm trying to say?
Right.
This guy is going to swing the power to the Republicans and the conservatives.
Well, he's a judge, so he can't be Republican or Democrat, but he can be conservative or liberal.
Well, you could tell by the issues where he stands on. You know what I mean?
Right. See, that's the thing. That's the one thing that I don't think a judge should really stand hard on any issues. I think they should judge each case by the merits of the case. You understand what I'm saying? And that's one problem that I had with Kavanaugh getting in. But, because he would be swaying it a little bit more towards the conservative side. And as you know, I'm one of those people who are kind of in the middle. Some things I'm very conservative about, some things I'm very liberal about. But having said that, how funny is it, how fishy is it that all these stories start popping out and they couldn't even come up with a real story with real proof.
Right.
They were just like, look, you're just gonna have to make it up that it happened in high school because we don't have any fucking proof.
All right, so obviously Neil Gorsuch.
The mailbox we're calling it.
What the
All
fuck?
right.
And
We'll
cannot
deal with the phone call. We'll deal with the phone call later. Neil Gorsuch was the first guy Trump picked. Kavanaugh was the second guy. So now Kavanaugh's about to get sworn in. They had a thing a few weeks ago asking him a bunch of questions. It's protocol. He sits in front of the Senate. They ask him a bunch of questions on where he stands on this issue, this and that. Looks like he's about to get sworn in, and boom, he gets hit with this Me Too movement thing, a charge where a woman named Christine Ford said that he raped her or attempted to rape her 36 years ago when he was in high school. Okay, it just literally popped out the blue. All right. Apparently, she contacted Dianne Feinstein, somebody from the Senate, gave her, a statement. They ignored it. They kept it under wraps until it was about that time to swear him in, and they hit him over the head with it. Okay. This man's life has been completely turned upside down because of this. When you get accused of rape, it's the equivalent of being murdered. Your name is destroyed forever. You know what I mean? Rape is one of the worst. A rape, murderer, pedophile, those are three things. You get that tagged to your name is destroyed forever.
Right.
This guy's a married man, has 2 daughters, has a wife, has a clean record, never been in trouble, actually got rave reviews as a judge. From both sides, even the Democrats used to give him props, and he got hit with this charge. And basically, 36 years ago, at a location that nobody remembers, at a party that nobody remembers, a year or day that nobody remembers, she just remembers that Brett Kavanaugh and his friend Mike Judge were in a room drunk, and they attempted to rape her. Kavanaugh attempted to rape her. No recollection of anything other than Kavanaugh's face.
Right.
Okay? 4 witnesses were named. None of the 4 witnesses remember anything, or don't even. They said that that didn't even happen. Now today, Christine Ford's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend of 6 years, writes a statement saying that I was with Christine Ford for 6 years and never one time has she mentioned that she was raped by this guy or attempted rape by this guy. That she taught people, because she's a psychologist too, she taught people how to lie on a polygraph test, how to take a polygraph test and pass it. How she's not afraid to fly on planes, which was an issue on her coming to Congress to talk. So she's lying. This is people that, first of all, her witnesses all say they don't remember nothing, and now her ex-boyfriend is saying that she's lying about the plane, that she never said anything about being raped ever. Now, when you're with somebody for 6 years and you're gonna have that information. Somebody's gonna tell you something. No, you don't think so?
Yeah.
I think it's yes, it could be. I don't think that's the part. I just think there's a lot of shit that she's saying that seems kind of fishy.
Right, I'm not too focused on whether she told her boyfriend of 6 years that she got raped or not when she was in high school. She could have hit that. That's fine. That's not the thing that I'm focused on. The thing that I'm focused on is you come out of nowhere with it. You know what I mean?
Out of the blue.
And I don't subscribe to the whole boys will be boys in high school. Fuck that shit, man. I got a daughter of my own. If any of that shit happened, I'd want to kill that motherfucker. But you need proof. If it happened back then, Why didn't you go there?
I could say, hey, in 2007, I seen Tony eat a human being. He's a cannibal. If I don't have proof for evidence or witnesses,
Right. Here's the
It's not a
thing.
story.
Here's the thing. That is so ridiculous in 2018.
Yeah.
You can use it as a funny
Exactly.
analogy. In 2025, that might not be so ridiculous. Just like as it is now, that some girl could just come and say, hey, listen, Bloodstain tried to take off my sweater when we were in the 4th grade. Oh, he's a rapist. You can't fucking just
Right.
label someone a rapist off of that.
Then they'll look, oh, you guys went to the same school, you know the same friends, you hung out together, yeah, he raped you.
well, the whole thing
That's
is
how
this.
they do it.
The whole thing is this. Okay. Now the left is saying, believe women, believe women. No, I'm not going to believe women. I'm going to believe facts, evidence, and witnesses. I'm not going to take somebody's word for it just because it said it happened to them.
Right.
I'm sorry. I might feel bad for you, all right? At first I felt bad for the girl. I'm saying maybe she did get sexually abused. I don't believe Kavanaugh did it because, honestly, this has happened in the past with the Democrats. They did it with Clarence Thomas back in 1990 when he got elected to the Supreme Court. And Anita Hill came out a week before he was supposed to get sworn in and accused him of this, of sexual abuse, this and that. And he was a Republican conservative man too. So this is, the way this is being timed, the way it's happening, come on, it's a hit piece. Anybody with common sense and discernment knows this is a political hit piece to not get this guy in so that the pendulum doesn't swing in favor of the Democrats and Republicans. It's a power thing. And anybody that has common sense can see that. A week before this guy's supposed to come in, and then other allegations come in. That was so, it was so much of a joke that people are not even talking about it.
Now,
Nobody even talking about the other 2 girls that came up all of a sudden.
Now my question to you is, you think that these Democrats are so evil?
Yes.
That they'll literally say, you know what? Maybe she didn't even go to them. Maybe they went, let's see who this guy went to school with.
Dog,
and we
the
can push
Democrats sabotaged Bernie Sanders in order to get Hillary Clinton in just because they wanted her in.
'Cause I'm
They
thinking-
sabotaged their own fucking guy.
I'm thinking that they possibly met with multiple people to see who is the weakest link to be able to come out and say that he did something.
If you really want to hear my opinion on it, my opinion is this: I feel the Democratic Party and modern day leftism is the official political party and philosophical view of the devil himself. I don't trust Democrats. I don't trust the left. I don't trust liberals. I think they're very, very bad people. My theory on, I mean, I could get really, really conspiracy theorist with this girl. I believe, I've read books before. I read a book called Transformation of America by Kathy O'Brien, and I read a book by, I forget her name, it's called The Truth Shall Set You Free, Thanks for the Memories. And it's about girls who, since they were children, were conditioned to be sex slaves and victims for people in power, such as politicians. Even in that book, Thanks to the Memories, her handler since she was a kid was her dad. Her dad prepared her, and her handler was Bob Hope. Now, I'm not saying it's true, but in the book, this is what she was talking about. Kathy O'Brien said the Clintons were her handlers and her people that were handling her. And so, is it possible from these books that I've read, and I'm not saying this is all subjective, this is just some stuff that I read, that Christine Ford was maybe a sex victim, sexual abuse, MK Ultra, Monarch Pop program victim since she was a kid, and now she's being utilized to carry out this agenda. I don't want to get too.
Yeah, I think you're getting too.
I don't want to get I don't want to get too tinfoil hat with this shit.
Yeah, that's very.
I'm just saying. It's
I'm
a
just
possibility.
let's talk
from
about
stuff
what
that I read.
let's talk about
But
what
I
we
just
can
believe
see.
it's a political hit piece. That's what I believe.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Common sense. Yeah,
tells
yeah.
you that that's what it is. But since we're men, because we're saying that, oh, you must hate women. Oh, what if this happened to your mother? Oh, why you don't believe her just because she's a woman? No, just like Bloodstain said, I'm not gonna take a woman's word for it just because it's her word. I'm not gonna take a guy's word for it just because it's his word. You get what I'm saying?
There's many cases when men have spent many
Both.
years in jail of lies.
I'm not gonna believe anybody until there's truth. Can I get mad? Yes. Can I get upset? Can I fucking hate people?
There's a great video right now of Candace Owens confronting 2 white liberal ladies for they're going off at Candace Owens saying you should side with women. As a black woman, you should side with women. And Candace Owens saying, should I side with, there was in the 1950s, you know Emmett Till, right?
Yeah.
The black man that was killed.
That's right.
A white woman accused Emmett Till of touching her or sexually assaulting her.
Of trying to.
And the guy was
rape her, yeah.
burned and murdered,
Beaten.
mutilated.
Mutilated. And
For
she
doing
was
that,
lying.
and she lied.
She came out years later.
And that's not
and
the
she's
only
lying.
one. Countless women have lied. Many women have agendas. They scorn women, burned women, women that are upset, women that, just evil. Evil exists in this world. I'm sorry to say, I don't take anybody's word for it. I need facts, proof, and evidence.
I'm saying this. I think in this day and age, if somebody, man or woman, accuses you of something and it turns out to not be true, that person needs to face some kind of repercussions.
They should do the
Jail time of some sort. I don't care if it's a man or woman. If they put you through all this shit, especially, they're ruining this man's life. Because now, no matter what he did, no matter what comes out, he's a rapist.
If it turns out that he didn't do it and she's lying, she needs to go to jail for the rest of her fucking life. Because what she
Yes.
did was, my whole thing is, somebody's name, when you do that, you're murdering them. It's a sense of murder. Believe it or not.
The thing is,
And-
they pick such a funny story. Oh, it happened in high school. Nobody remembers that. They can't prove whether it did or didn't happen. So she's safe in that aspect.
Listen,
You know what I mean?
it's-
What about the women who accused Bill Cosby and then later they admitted themselves that they lied, or things came out admitting that they weren't where they said they were? How come they're not facing any jail time just like he is?
Like I said, to me, I think it's a way of to me, it's a political hit piece. It's to get this guy out of here because they know what he stands on issues such as the LGBT stuff, abortion. They don't want him in there because the power's going to swing. So, and Trump is winning on all aspects right now. He even said it. Kavanaugh, if you listen to that when he gave his opening speech when he stood before the Senate, he kind of took shots and kind of alluded to a deep state within this country, like almost like deep state, Illuminati type
Right,
ordeal, where he said this is revenge for Trump winning the election in 2016. This is a revenge for the Clintons, and he said this is also revenge from people who are funding the left and the Democratic Party, outside sources, which I believe that was an allusion to George Soros. So Kavanaugh knows what's going on here, in my opinion. I personally think Kavanaugh's innocent. I think that it's disgusting what's happening. I think his name's being dragged through the mud. I think that the tactics that the Democrats and just regular people who follow the leftist philosophical view are disgusting, saying that, oh, you have to believe women no matter what, otherwise you support rape culture, or whatever it is. It's not true. I'm sorry to say, if the evidence, the witnesses, and the facts and the proof are not there, sorry. I'm not saying maybe could have happened. Yes, it could have happened. But if there's nothing, 36 years later, you don't remember anything. 4 witnesses said they don't remember anything. 80 women who went to high school with Kavanaugh and came out and said that Kavanaugh was a good guy.
Let me say this.
Now the boyfriend, everything's stacked against her.
If it did happen, I would love to see some proof, because I would love to put this scumbag in jail. Because shit like that is not okay. You get what I'm saying? I want to see proof. I want to see something to be able to fucking put him away, but we don't have
But
it.
should she go to jail too if she's lying?
Well, if
she's a scumbag too.
If we can prove that she's lying, that's what I said before. She should go to jail. But the Senate vote is on Friday. Does he become Supreme Court justice?
I think so. I think he gets in. I think there's no evidence, no facts. He gets in. He gets in my opinion.
So somebody in the chat said, supposedly, I didn't look this up, but that she had family in the CIA and her best friend is FBI.
Well, that came out too. That not only that, but she had friends that were in the Democratic Party. I don't know how you define friends. Does that mean casual acquaintances? Sure, probably all of us in this room have casual acquaintances that work somehow in the Democratic Party. Sure, but she has friends and family that work for the FBI and the CIA. But so what? The FBI and the CIA, they're not Republican or Democrat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They have their own personal agenda. But yeah, I think he's gonna get pushed through anyway. I really hope that this isn't true, because I wouldn't want a Supreme Court justice in there that has done something like this, no matter how long ago it was. Again, I don't really agree with his politics, and I think he leans a little bit too conservative for me. That's why I wouldn't really want him to be Supreme Court judge before all this. But it's just so funny how it just came out as soon as he was going to be sworn in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these allegations and shit. It's just, the timing is so crazy.
Like I said, my official stance on it, I think he's innocent. I think he gets in. I think that Christine Ford's a liar based on, especially after today's news of the boyfriend writing that letter. I think that after this is all over, she should be investigated. And I believe that if she is lying, she should spend the rest of her life in prison for destroying a man's name, reputation, and putting his family and his wife and daughters through immense torture. And I also believe that if anybody's linked to it, such as outside donors, say for instance George Soros, or any Democrats are behind this, they need to go to jail too. And let me tell you something right now, I believe that they are behind it, and I believe that they're scared that if Trump wins the midterm elections and he gets another Supreme Court, and he's gonna get another Supreme Court in by next year, they're in deep, deep shit, the liberals and the Democrats, and that's what they're worried about, and they know their time's coming, and that's why they're doing whatever they can to stop this from happening. And he's gonna get in, and I hope he does, because I am a radical, conservative, Christian, right-wing Republican, and I'm not afraid to admit it. All right,
You're a radical nut job.
So-
That's what you are.
So what topics do we have left? 'Cause
Wait.
we're staying to.
No, before
No, hold on, real quick. Let's. One more thing I want to talk about this. It's going to be an off branch of it, real quick. What do men do in today's? Because you showed me something the other day in a text message.
Right.
Tell the people what you showed me in that text
It was
message.
It was a Facebook post. I'll pull it up right now, real quick. Where a girl wrote on a Facebook post that she had sex with a man. It was completely consensual. Said I had consensual sex and I regretted it later. I thought I wanted to do it, but I made a mistake. It wasn't rape at all. And then a bunch of girls commented on that saying, no, if you regret it, then you did not 100% consent, and that is called rape. Another girl said, you may not want to admit that you were raped because it's very traumatic, but that sounds like rape. Doesn't sound like rape. That's not rape. I'm not saying that as a man. I'm not saying. Once you say consensual sex, you automatically take out rape, whether you regretted it or not. Same thing with the girl who wanted to accuse Aziz Ansari of raping her because he ate her pussy out. Then he asked for a blowjob and she said no and left. She wanted to call that some sort of sexual abuse because he expected a blowjob after eating her pussy to completion. We gotta draw some kind of fucking line here. Not to protect ourselves, but just to know where the fucking line is, you know what I mean? And a lot of women, a lot of people want to come out there and say, well, the line is rape. All right, but you keep moving that line as to when can we have consensual sex? Are we just supposed to ask for it, beg for it? I'm thinking that's where it's leading. Where women just want us to fucking beg for it all the time, you know what I mean? But it's a very thin and funny line that we're fucking walking on as men. And again, I say this as a father of the daughter. I love my daughter. I don't want anything bad to happen to her, but we need to have some sort of defined lines as to how we interact with each other as humans. I don't want to disrespect any women. I don't want anybody disrespecting her. I don't want anybody disrespecting me, my mother. I don't want anybody disrespecting you or your son. We have to figure this out, man. We can't keep going.
Well, the thing is, if you have
all of a sudden I don't like something, let's call it rape.
Yeah, but the thing is, things have gotten so psychotic, it's so deranged, that what the lines are so blurred now. I tell you the truth, I don't even want to talk to him. I just want to live in the mountains by myself. It's scary. We live in a scary, and like I have a son. You know what I mean? Like, what if he gets with a girl and
right.
You know, you make an advance with a girl? Listen, that's what's supposed to happen. You make an advance. You know what I mean? Like not an advance like you grab her, but you know,
right.
You take baby steps and get
See
with
if she
that
likes
girl.
you. See if she wants to get with you. Right.
And now for that text message, it proves that a girl can have consensual sex and then regret the next day and cry rape. That's fucking disgusting.
It's crazy.
That's evil. And now you gotta worry about things like that. So my whole thing is this. Somebody asked me, what could we do to combat that Me Too movement? I say, don't rush into anything anymore. Don't get to know the girl. Ask her questions. Ask about her values, her morals. Get to know her on a mental, spiritual level before you even. I tell you right now, if she's in that leftist paradigm, stay away from her. Stay away from any woman that's far left because they could swing it on you one day. And it's I've seen it on YouTube. I've seen girls do it on YouTube. That girl that you showed me in the text message, I seen it on Twitter. Stay away from any girl who belongs to that far left. Once she tells you she's far left, to me it's a big red flag, and it's a red flag worth moving away from.
Now, Blessed, let me ask you something, because this is for you, this question.
Okay.
It may sound a little absurd, and I don't want to get like too biblical, but do you think that some shit like this is God or Jesus or the higher power doing this as like a punishment to
How men have treated
to
women.
men?
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
look.
do you think, is that how he, like,
No.
you believe that that's how he would do things?
No, because from the Bible, the woman is the one that, she's the one who took the fruit first. She's the one that was the start of the fall of man, the fall of fall from grace.
So now,
Throughout the Bible, there's been so many women that have led men astray and have deceived men. You know what I mean? I think it is biblical, and if you read the Bible, if you read Romans 1, it talks about in the end times, God is going to turn people over to a reprobate mind, which means he's done with them, and they're going to be so deranged and so disillusioned and psychotic that things like this are going to happen. What's happening right now? It's happened through the LGBT stuff. It's happened through the abortion stuff. And now it's happening through this. This is why I say the left, the radical left, and this feminist Me Too movement, I believe it's all tied in with Satan, and it's all tied in with God turning people over to a reprobate mind, as Romans 1 declares and prophesies. But that's for people to make that
Look, I'm not.
proclamation themselves by doing the proper research.
I'm not biblical or religious in that way, but I do think, look, men have treated women like shit for fucking eons, you know what I'm saying? And I think what it is it's women kind of trying to get back at men and trying to get the power and have us living scared. And at the end of the day, like you said, the generation of your son is gonna have to grow up a little scared. Like shit, if I lose my virginity to this girl and she doesn't like it because it's my first time, is she gonna cry out rape? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? That's kind of where we're fucking at.
I say stay away from anybody that's far left. I don't give a shit how crazy that sounds. Stay away from any woman that has far left ideologies, philosophies. You're gonna get yourself jammed up. Any chick that's a feminist, any chick that's part of this, man-hating, destroying the patriarchy, they use any of that kind of rhetoric, run and run fast, because it could bite you in your ass one day. Get to know a woman, make sure she has good conservative Christian values. That's my stance on it. I don't care how crazy it sounds. That's the woman you gotta get with.
Look, but man or woman, man, just be a fucking good person. If you're a woman, be a good person. Don't try to, get somebody in trouble for shit they didn't do. If you're a man, don't be a piece of shit. Don't treat women like shit. That's it's simple as that. Before we open the lines, we're gonna open up the phone lines real quick. Let's talk about Kanye West fucking spiraling out of control or gaining control, depending on how you see it. What do you think about Kanye West's appearance on SNL and he was on TMZ? He kind of, you know what I'm saying? He said that whole slavery is a choice thing on TMZ before. He stood up for Trump. He wore the MAGA hat. Then he kind of flipped. If you remember, he came out. He apologized for wearing the MAGA hat because he said, he didn't understand how people would take it. He didn't mean to offend, etc., etc. He backpedaled on the slavery is a choice comment, which I thought was stupid. He shouldn't be saying shit. He shouldn't be saying shit like that.
We, you know what though?
But now he's come back stronger and saying, "Fuck it, I'm going all out. I'm wearing the MAGA hat. Fuck you for trying to silence me." What do you think about that?
Well, let's get this straight, okay? First off, we talked about this on one of the episodes. Going into slavery wasn't a choice.
Right.
Because they were kidnapped by other African tribesmen, sold, they were already slaves by their own people. You know what I'm trying to say? Other African tribes. But staying a slave is a choice. It is a choice. If it wasn't a choice, Rosa Parks wouldn't have freed the slaves. She made a choice not to be a slave anymore.
Rosa Parks didn't free the slaves. What the fuck is
Not Rosa Parks,
Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman was the one that freed the slaves. Who was the other guy that went around, they made a movie about him 2 years ago. He killed all the slave owners. He was tired of being a slave.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't agree with you with that fact. I think the mentality was beat
Nat
so
Turner.
much.
Nat Turner led a slave rebellion, okay? Nat Turner and Harriet Tubman chose not to be slaves. Hence why Nat Turner fought, led a rebellion, eventually ended up dying, and Harriet Tubman did the Underground Railroad. Okay? They chose not to be slaves. So yes, it is a choice. Right there, 2 examples. And if and if you go back to one of the episodes, I went into detail about how there was like over 500 slave rebellions, which means slaves chose not to be slaves anymore. So it's not a far-fetched comment. It's proper context. Going into slavery wasn't a choice, but staying a slave is a choice. And those are examples that prove it.
I know. I just don't agree with it. I think the mentality was beaten into Africans that were brought over here so much for generations and generations and generations that they just didn't think that way.
So,
and these people that you mentioned, the Nat Turners of the world, their mind just clicked and said, "Fuck this, we don't want this anymore." Just the same way as the Jews were slaves to the Egyptians. Just the same way the Romans fucking took over many different countries, and they didn't say we want our freedom until hundreds of years later. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't agree with that comment. I think it was a stupid comment for Kanye to make. I know what he's trying to say. He's trying to say what you said, and if he thinks that way, that's fine. That's okay. Let him fucking think that way. It doesn't fucking do anything to me. Then again, I'm not African American. But what I'm saying is, he said that. That was his. That's what he
But
thought.
history proves otherwise. Here, right here, 8 slave rebellions that happened during the height of slavery. Slave revolts, Nat Turner, Stonewall's Rebellion, New York slave revolts, German Coast Uprising, Amistad's ship revolt, Civil War era slave revolt. These are just some of the examples. They chose not to be slaves anymore.
Yo, but I think it's simpler than we think. It's like he said. So what is the phrase that he used? He said slavery is a choice, right?
Yes.
Slavery was.
To me, I took it as he did it for 2 reasons. He wants to get attention from people because he's an attention whore.
That's obvious.
But I just think that he meant that if you are enslaved in the mind, whether you're black or not, maybe he was talking about mostly black people or African American people, whatever the correct term is to use now. But I think that he's saying that slavery is a choice. If you're enslaved in the mind, that's your choice to stay that way. Kind of like going with what Blessing is saying. It's like, yeah, for people, years ago when black people were slaves, it wasn't a choice for them because they kind of were born into it. Especially if you were a kid, you were born into a family and you became a slave and you grew up to be a slave. That wasn't a choice, but choosing to stay that way is a choice, and I just think it's that simple. And that's all he really meant.
He said that, then he backpedaled, and now he kind of went on SNL and fucking said, "Fuck it, this is how I think. This is what I want to think." On the one hand, I agree with him that he should be able to think and say and wear whatever the fuck he wants. Like if he wants to support Trump, okay, you know what I mean. If he wants to think a certain way, that's fine. You know what I mean. People. The public, and not everyone, but the people who do, they're giving this man too much power. They're giving this man too much power by what he says. And like I said, I agree with what he said, that he shouldn't be bullied, he shouldn't be told what to wear and what not to wear. But you're giving him too much power, man. Let him just fucking rap.
I'm gonna say this.
Stop caring so much what he thinks.
First off,
he don't give a fuck about you.
I'm vehemently against celebrities having any sort of power, but the truth of the matter is, this is facts. Kanye West is arguably one of the top 5 most cultural influences in America right
Sure.
now. Name 5 more people that are more influential than Kanye in America right now, in terms of culture. Music, fashion. Can you think of any?
I think he's up there.
He's got to be in
he's
the top
definitely
5.
top
He's a
5.
cultural influencer. Okay? Him going on Saturday Night Live with the Trump hat and then telling them not to put it on. That proves that Hollywood and these shows are the totalitarian, authoritarian thought controllers. And that's what he went on the show and said. They cut him off and he said, "They told me not to wear this hat. They're bullying me. They told me I can't be me. I can't have my thoughts. I can't think what I want. I can't believe what I want. I can support what I want unless I go into their paradigm of what they feel is right." And that's what he was expressing his frustration about. And I thought it was a beautiful thing that he went in the Lion's Den. Because Saturday Night Live is a tool for the Democratic Party, and it's a radical leftist show now. It's not the Saturday Night Live in the 80s and 90s. He went there, stood in the Lion's Den with that hat, and he even told everybody, he goes, you guys are going too hard on that man. And it's not beneficial to the country. Kanye's all about bringing, I wouldn't even say Kanye really is a right-wing guy now. I don't believe he is. But I think he just he's a moderate, and he wants to bring peace between the right and left. That's why he wanted to bring Kaepernick to the White House to meet with Trump. He just wants to bring some sort of peace, and could it be for attention? Possibly, but I think he's passionately speaking about these things, and I believe he really wants to be a change. I mean, he has the impact. He's, whether you like the guy or not, whether you like his music or not, the guy is an influencer, a cultural icon and an influencer. And I give him credit for going on that show, speaking his mind, and saying, like, you know, America's supposed to be about, we can be who we want and believe who we want without having this control, like, you can't go out like that, you can't wear that hat, you can't believe in this.
Or we didn't pay you for that, we didn't pay you for this, because everything is politics and business. That's all it's about. It's like,
here's the thing, man, and I've said before that, you know, I think Donald Trump's coming up a boo, and I don't think he's the best public speaker. He kind of comes
greatest
off
president of all time.
He comes off like a fucking idiot to me. But who's more divisive? They say Donald Trump is divisive. He's dividing the nation. But who's really more divisive? The people who are saying, if you like Donald Trump, you're fucking evil. You know what I mean? It's
What did
those
Eminem
people.
say? What did Eminem say that BET freestyle? He goes, I don't want, if anybody listens to me and supports Trump, I don't want you as my fan no more. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's
that's the
tyrannical.
definition
That's
of
fucking,
divisive.
that's like we can't have our own views and can't listen to your music anymore because we think we have a different, because you're so passionately against Trump that we can't listen to your shit no more. And I don't like Eminem anyway, but I just think it's bullshit. I think Kanye wearing that hat, and I'm not gonna even say Kanye is, I believe he's starting to become more conservative, but I think that hat that he wears is just a symbol that I can think what I want and nobody can fucking tell me what I can think or what I can believe, which is what the left are trying to do right now. The left have become very totalitarian in their nature. And I give Kanye all the credit in the world for being that guy, and it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage, especially in the hip-hop community. Hip-hop community is like, everybody's already on the left. So he's kind of opening that door and bringing people out of that thought-controlling cage on the left and the hip-hop side of things. So
I don't know if he's definitely the one who should be doing that, because
who should
again, even though he's an influencer, he's not the best public speaker either. But he should be able to think and wear whatever the fuck he wants.
I agree.
Let's open up the phone lines, man. You wanna right on YouTube, our phone number. Give us a call. Let's see what the fuck you guys want to talk about. See if you guys want to talk shit. Let's try calling Dutch Kills again. Let's see if we can do this. Let's try on my phone. Nah, it's not working. Fuck it. Fuck.
and that's the number that's on the internet too.
Yeah.
I
Oh
think
well.
something's up with his number.
All right. Let's tell people to fucking call. Let's see if anybody wants to call or talk. That's Kanye West. I'm done with that. Speaking of Kanye, some fucking music came out. You want to talk? What are you listening to, Tony? What are you listening to, man? What some new albums came out? Cypress Hill dropped an album. Lil Wayne dropped the Carter 5 finally. Kanye West was supposed to drop an album. He didn't. Eminem dropped an album since we last been on. Vinnie Paz dropped an album that's fucking pretty great.
Rock Marciano
album
The
was
Hold the Dark
amazing.
Horse. Knowledge the Pirate dropped an album.
Phil-
Ka dropped an album under the title Hermit and the Recluse.
with the producer Animos, another amazing album. Those three albums, Rock Marciano, Ka, Nas the Pirate, those are probably three of my favorite albums that have dropped this year, to be honest with you.
I agree.
And you know, you might think I'm biased for what I like, whatever, but those three albums, if you listen to them sonically, musically, lyrically, they're fucking amazing, man. And I
You
love
know
all three
what
of those.
album dropped that? It dropped before we did the last episode, but it reminded me because of what happened with Mac Miller. He dropped.
Oh, that's right, he did. Yeah, he did.
Swimming, which was pretty dope. After he died, I was like, yo, I didn't even know.
Now, was that hip hop or was that a singing? Was he doing his jazz singing thing? Because I know
he was doing his like.
he dropped an EP where he had like some jazzy sort of like singing shit.
This is.
Or was it a mix?
It's a mix.
I didn't hear it.
because there are a few songs like Jet Fuel is one that's pretty dope on it. Then there's some that's a little more sentimental, is a little more.
I gotta be honest, I didn't like Mac Miller's aura. He came off as a dweeb. And not that you have to come off as some tough guy to impress me musically, because, as I'm gonna say right now, I kinda liked his music, man. Lyrically, he was pretty dope. Some of the jazzy stuff was pretty dope to listen to as well. I think it's sad that he passed away. We don't really know the official cause of death yet,
They
right?
haven't said no. But they did say that they cleaned the house. So my thing is that
He's probably doing
it's
some drugs.
probably drugs, but
Right.
I think that somebody's trying to hide some shit where maybe one of their friends picked up some new drugs or bought from somebody a year ago. So everybody's trying to fucking remain innocent. So who knows what happened? I guess the only way to find out is once they do the test. See what it was.
I
It's
think-
like the fentanyl.
I think it's sad. Sorry, I'm just trying to type out the numbers.
We're taking live calls 347-770-0871. 347-770-0871. Call in right now. If you have any questions, you want to talk about any topics, call in right now.
Did you hear any of the new albums came out?
I told you, I think the Rock Marciano, Behold the Dark Horse album. I mean, Rock Marciano dropped 2 albums this year.
Yeah. And he's dropping more mugs.
He's dropping more mugs too?
Yeah, that's what was
I
announced.
think we got a call.
Silk shirts and fast hands. Who's this?
Yes, man, this is, Bonson.
Who's this?
Will Bonson.
What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? I know it's been a minute since I talked to you guys. I've been listening to you guys' show, but any other time I've been trying to call in, either your phones is not working or your live stream is not working, so I'm kind of glad that everything's working tonight.
This show is
I'm calling-
fucking. This show is a piece of shit, bro. We can't get our shit together. But I'm glad we got people like you listening who keeps trying to call us.
Right. But I'm calling in to make a couple points. I'm gonna set the record straight with some of the stuff that's going on your live chat. With the whole Kavanaugh and Ford thing and the Me Too movement. The whole Kavanaugh and Ford thing, with the Ford woman, she has ties to the CIA. She is she's a leading undergrad. She leads the undergrad internship at the CIA.
What I'm saying is, what does the CIA have to? What does the CIA have to do with it? You think they have some kind of conspiracy?
Absolutely.
Well, that's a part of the whole deep state, number one.
Right.
Here's the whole bottom line of her and this whole situation. This is basically about the whole Roe v. Wade abortion thing, okay? Now, with this whole situation that's going on, also has ties towards the whole morning after pill thing. She had something to do with that when it was being manufactured. She has ties for that, and also they, like Bloodstone said, they really do not want him to get in the Supreme Court because they fear that he's going to try to overturn Roe v. Wade. But here's the thing that a lot of people don't know about Kavanaugh, and they have not done their research. Kavanaugh is a big moderate, okay? So he's more, I do things by the book. If it's already on the book and if it's law, I'm going to just basically keep it the way it is.
Yep.
But another thing that Bloodstain made a good point was, it's also because it's a Trump appointee. He already made one appointee. This is going to be number 2. And if Ruth Bader Ginsburg dies within the next 2 years of the term, that's going to be 3 Supreme Court judges. Which, here's the thing, I really didn't want Kavanaugh. I wanted Amy Coney Barrett.
That's who I wanted.
Supreme Court judge.
I wanted her too.
Now, my other point is, I'm going to go with the whole Me Too movement thing. The reason why this Me Too movement thing is so dangerous right now, it is starting to implode and self-destruct because the news is not really spending a lot of time on this situation with the Me Too movement because they're hypocrites, number one. You have Keith Ellison, who, I believe he's a politician. I forget what city.
He's a congressman.
But he just recently beat the shit out of his girlfriend. They're not talking about that. And also, one of the leaders of the Me Too movement, who was formerly the girlfriend of Anthony Bourdain, I forgot her name.
Right. She's an actress, right?
She has allegations of rape.
Against her.
Of raping a 17-year-old girl.
Statutory rape, right?
So I just thought I'd just go ahead and give you guys a call to basically clear some of those things up and give you guys full hard facts, because I've researched this too. And I just want to also let you guys know, y'all keep up the good work, man. I look forward to your podcast. It helps me get me through the day at my job, and I look forward to.
Yeah, we really.
And I hope, hey, one thing.
What's
I
up?
hope you, if you have time, talk about the new Halloween movie and the Venom movie.
Oh, I will.
We will.
Have a good day, my brother. Have a good night, man.
Thanks for
Appreciate
calling
you.
in, man. Yeah, he cleared up a few things. I'm not sure. I think he got a little bit conspiracy theorist with it, which I don't follow that much. You know what I mean? He's saying that Dr. Blasey Ford has ties to the CIA. I don't really know how much that has to do with Kavanaugh, but we already discussed that. It just came at a funny
He's
time.
right about what he said. Kavanaugh is a moderate. He's a law guy. He's not a guy that's like a far right wing guy that's gonna, you know what I mean? So I don't understand why the Dems are doing this. But I tell you right now,
They're doing it because of Trump. They don't
if
want Trump to
Kavanaugh
have
gets in,
appointees.
he is going to fuck the liberals and the Democrats to get back at them. And everything they wanted, they were worried about, he is going to gum. I'm telling you, they made a big mistake doing this.
Here's the thing, though. That's fucked up. A Supreme Court judge should not be like that.
But I don't even think he's gonna do that.
I don't think so.
Bro,
either.
they destroyed the guy's life.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna. I don't think that because the Democrats destroyed his life, he's gonna now fuck up the American people's lives by changing laws that maybe he wouldn't have before. I think he's gonna stick to the way he was. And it's gonna be fucked up, and he might rally against the Democrats. But a Supreme Court judge should not start feeling on his emotions and saying, "Well, you guys tried to fuck me. Now watch this." Yeah, that's not
Like
the way.
you said in the hearing about the whole praying thing. He's the type of dude, as much as me, you, and FU, we would want to get back at people, like, that's the human side of us. This dude, it seems like he won't do that. He's gonna fucking pray for them and forgive them and say, you know what, I'm here to do
You
my
should watch his
job.
opening speech. He was
pissed.
furious.
He was fucking
passionate,
pissed.
furious. He was rattled.
He was pissed.
He was rattled. He was upset.
Yeah, who else wouldn't be rattled? Listen, man, if somebody made those allegations against us
Destroy
and we
your life.
didn't do it, we'd be fucking pissed off too. And then that's the thing, how do you react to something like that? Because if you react too harshly, oh, now you're reacting too harshly. You know what I mean? You must have done it. It's fucking strange. It's a fine line that we walk in. If anybody else wants to call in, now's the time.
Do we have the number on there right now?
Somebody put it on there for us.
Yeah, there were a couple people calling in that we had to skip
Yeah,
because we were on a phone call. If we
347
skip you, call again.
Call in right now, 347-770-0871. The number's in the chat, right? 347-770-0871.
Yo, by the way, I think we hit like 18 people on the live, which we've never really done that before.
That's
We
great.
got like 6, 7, so, I mean.
Again, talks that we need to have off the air. Let's not. What the fuck's wrong with this guy? Every fucking time.
They didn't know the.
Listen, have you heard the Vinny Paz album?
I haven't heard of any guys out, man.
I heard about half of it, and I think it's Vinny's best work, man. To be honest with you, not to downplay any of the previous work, but lyrically, I almost felt like, yo, he had something to prove with this. He had nothing to prove to me, but I felt like, yo, he came hard with this album. It's a good album. Yeah.
Silk shirts and fast hands.
Don't get scared now.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Is this Sophia?
Why is it so
Sophia,
echoey? I can't hear you.
speak up. What's the question?
Speak up.
You caller.
Hello.
Yeah, you know what it is? We're in a new studio. There's a lot of echo, so.
Do you hear us now?
Yes. Barely.
All right, call us back. Call us back. Take the other call. Call us back, Sophia.
Close it up.
Yeah, can you hear us now?
I can hear you.
All right, what do you want to
All right,
talk
what are we
about?
talking
You know what?
about?
Maybe it's the fucking props. Let me move this bullshit.
First off, tell me how great I am.
Yeah,
How about that?
After you brought a Hello Kitty prop, so.
I brought my fucking sleeping toy. That's
You
to
know,
help me sleep.
Tell me how great I am first before you go ask your question.
I really have no idea what's going on. It's like so bad. I can't even hear.
All right, let's talk one at a time. This is FU. What did you want to talk about?
No, you should call now. I was just seeing your instructions.
All right.
Oh, okay. Well, I like that.
Good. It's a good thing that you listen to our instructions. Now, what do you want to talk, Sophia? Do you want to talk about anything in particular?
Hold on.
All right. Hold on, and we'll call you back. Take the next call. Hold on. What do you mean hold? You don't tell us to hold on. We tell you to hold
I
on.
think she was just shy.
Silk shirts and fast hands. Talk. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. What's up, man? Speak.
Hi, I just want to say shout out New York City, shout out Queen, and I want to talk about what makes a person good. I was reading the comments and it says define a good guy. So
You want us
I
to
don't know
define a
what you
good
guys
guy?
think,
Listen, for me, it's simple. It's like I said before. Don't be a piece of shit. Don't treat others like shit. Have respect. You know what I mean? And have respect for yourself and for other people. That's gonna make you a good guy. That's it. And a good woman too. You know what I mean? If you're a female, male, just treat everyone the way you'd like to be treated. It's the simplest rule. We're taught it since fucking kindergarten. And if you can do that, you're a good guy. What do you think? What makes a good guy?
Read the Bible, believe what the Bible says. That's it. Whatever God tells you to do in that Bible, do. That's what makes somebody a good person. Because once you don't follow an objective, authoritarian moral system, morality becomes subjective from person to person. So, God is the moral authority. You listen to what He says, and you be a good person.
Yeah,
You follow your own morals, then
there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
no problem.
All right, thanks for
God
calling
bless
in,
you, my
brother.
brother. God bless you, man. Silk shirts, fast tents.
What's going on, brother man? Bloodstained Lane.
What's going on? Who's this?
Yeah, I'm straight, brother. You already know.
Who's this?
I
Who you
want to
talking
hear
to?
what your take is, how this fight's gonna go between Khabib and fucking McGregor.
I think, okay, we spoke about it earlier. This is how I think it's going to go down. It's going to go down three ways. There's only three possible scenarios for this fight. Conor McGregor is going to knock him out within the first 2 rounds. He's going to look incredible on his feet. His movement, his angles, and his precision is going to clip Khabib because Khabib does have a suspect chin. Or the other 2 scenarios are Khabib is going to grind him down, hold him down for 5 rounds and win a decision. Or Khabib is going to wear him out and get a submission win between rounds 3 and 5. I personally believe that Conor McGregor is going to come out the best Conor McGregor we've ever seen, and I think Conor McGregor is going to knock out Khabib within the first 2 rounds. He's going to clip him and end him within the first 2 rounds with a knockout. That's my official prediction.
Ain't shit on me, bro. You already know it's Jimmy Pazienza, so you already know that's exactly how I'm going with it.
Conor McGregor, baby. I got to go with the Irishman there. Got to go with the
We
Irishman.
don't see it because, as we know, look at what besides Edson Barboza and a wash of a fucking RDA, he ain't never faced no striker with hands like freaking McGregor.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing that's getting to me.
It's insane.
We haven't seen Khabib face somebody like McGregor.
And he's from a camp that's known to get laid out by the overhand. Luke Rockhold, he gets clipped by hook. They're training at that camp, as we've seen. They all get hit with the same shit. It's like they don't defend certain maneuvers, and that left is coming. That left is coming, and I don't think Khabib, I know he's bigger than McGregor, but I just don't think, I'm not sold on Khabib's chin.
I think.
Yeah, I'm not really sold.
I think Conor is going to knock him the fuck out. I think, like I said, his chin is suspect. He's not used to a guy with the angles and the movement and the precision striking of Conor, and he's going to get rocked.
Jesus Christ.
I think Khabib's only chance is to try to get away from that shot
Well, like
and
you
bring
said,
him down.
If this touches the mat, it's over. If it touches the mat, unless Khabib does that bullshit like he did with Al and want to play with him, you can't play with McGregor.
Nah, you can't play with McGregor. If you get him on the mat, you gotta finish it. You gotta finish it. Yo, thanks for calling in, brother. We'll talk to you next time.
Have a good night, my brother. Appreciate the phone call.
Who was this girl, Sophia, that called in? Is that a friend of yours or what?
Yes, I have many lady friends. You should know this by now. I am a Don. Women love me. Women want to marry me.
She called in. She was like, "I'm just following directions." You know what? I like that. Good for you.
They want to rush me to the altar.
Bring her to the show. I want her to be the fucking third host.
She's saying that there's echoes.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, yeah, we're in a conference room. But
Yeah.
The thing is, everybody didn't have a problem hearing this. I just think that we're talking too loud. Maybe it's too much. Both talking at the same time.
Maybe she's a
She's gonna
fucking.
call in again.
Maybe she's a half-wit? You think maybe she's a half-wit? She doesn't know how to
I
turn
think
down
she's a
her.
little nervous.
Turn down her. Man, maybe. Well, look, she thought she was gonna talk to Bloodstained, and a real man got on the phone. She got a little scared. I understand. Silk shirts and fast hands. Who the fuck is this?
It's your mother.
Whoa, take it easy. Listen, my mother's a saint. Don't talk, Matt. Come on. How you want to be treated? You want to be treated like dirt, or do you want to be treated like a wonderful human being? How are we gonna start this conversation? Am I gonna treat you like the piece of garbage you are, or am I gonna treat you nice?
I don't even know what did you say about tomorrow tonight?
What? Take the next call, man. Something's going on. Look at her phone.
Sophia, call back again.
This is an unknown phone.
Silk shirts and fast hands. Who's this?
Oh God, I'm so happy I got through again.
Who's this?
Unknown call.
It's your boy.
I was yelling because I'm a fan.
What's going on? We missed you, kid.
Yeah, you know, I was on episode 19. I'm so devastated I didn't get to hear it live.
What are you doing right now?
Well, right now I'm on my way to work, and I was thinking about after you single can, so I think I'd call in and say hi about it.
Well, thanks for calling in, man. We need you on the show for fucking comic relief.
I've been working out my hidden area, so if I ever meet you in person, I'll tear that thing right off your neck and strike with it like a young Alcatraz.
If you ever meet me in person, it'll be the best day of your life. You understand? Hang up on this fucking piece of shit. He calls in every time. I know I'm fucking sexy. You know, I don't need you to call in and tell me.
Fuck this piece of shit. Oh my god.
I don't know what's going on. Dutch Kills ain't answering the phone. We're not getting sandwiches. Next time you talk to Billy, tell him we tried calling him, interviewing him, and he fucked up. He fucked up his opportunity. His one opportunity to be on the fucking greatest podcast of all time. And he might not get another one. You want to talk some movies while we wait?
I seen a movie 2 weeks ago. Pretty disturbing. I don't get rattled by movies, but this one rattled me a little bit. The movie Hereditary, which you told me about.
It was a good movie.
Hereditary is a horror movie that came out this year. It came out this year, or maybe last year.
I want to say.
I'm gonna say this year.
I want to say earlier this year. Yeah.
It came out this year.
Yeah, months back.
And it's basically about a family.
It's fucking creepy.
A family, a mother, a daughter, a father, a daughter. What was the daughter had? She had like some sort of disease or something?
No. The daughter.
She had some sort of facial.
Yeah, the daughter had some sort of Down syndrome
issue.
Yeah, some Down
And
syndrome.
they had a
issue,
son.
slow.
And basically, the movie starts off with the wake of the grandmother who passed away.
Right.
And the daughter's a little weird, obviously. She has like a dark mind or something, and there's people in the wake that keep smiling at her, and it's just like a weird, awkward scene. And the movie really, honestly, was a disturbing movie because the last half hour, you start really learning about what was going on, the weirdness
Right.
and the cryptic things that you were seeing throughout the film, and it kind of connects it.
It's hard to describe the feeling you get watching this movie because you start feeling weird while you're watching this
it's
movie.
one of those movies that rattles your nerves.
It's a good fucking movie.
And it's basically about the grandmother who passed away was part of like this pagan cult where they were into witchcraft and stuff, and they worshipped this demon. Forget the demon's name. Remember it?
Man.
And I don't want to go too much into detail because I want people to watch the movie, but the last half hour of the movie was very, very disturbing.
Yeah.
It was very disturbing, and the reason why it's disturbing to me because there are people like this, and the demon in the movie is actually a real demon that people worshipped. I did research on it. Just a very disturbing, unsettling flick.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. If you like
very
horror
dreadful,
movies.
very dreadful movie. Had a very dreadful experience. There's scenes in that movie that happens like you're watching with your jaw dropped.
Right.
You know what scene I'm talking about?
A lot of them.
Yeah, but the one scene when they were driving the car back to
Oh
the
yeah.
car.
Listen, this is not one of those movies. It has a lot of slow parts, but even the slow parts are creepy. They creep you the fuck out.
It's
The
an
tone of
unsettling,
the
it's an
movie.
unsettling movie. And the reason why it's unsettling because I believe it to be true. I believe things like this really happen. Hereditary, man. One of the few movies. There's maybe about 10 movies that I've ever watched in my life that really rattled me to the core. This was one of them. This was one of the movies.
I'm
that
surprised it
rattled
took you this long to watch it.
It took me a long time to watch it. So Hereditary. Like I said, if you want to watch a movie that's unsettling, that's gonna rattle you, that's gonna stick with you for a few days, watch that movie.
Yesterday I watched White Boy Rick. It's a movie about one of the youngest drug kingpins in the Detroit area back in the 80s, 85 I want to say. If you're looking for Goodfellas, this isn't it. This is a drama. It definitely builds up. It's definitely a long story that plays out throughout its 2 hours, but the acting's really good. Matthew McConaughey plays the father. He does a great job. The kid who plays Rick, he does a great job. It's a true story. I recommend watching it. This Friday, I watched The Nun. The Nun was trash.
I seen The Nun.
It was trash.
You
You
know,
liked
it
it?
was okay.
I
It was
thought it was
okay.
trash.
I seen the movie last weekend with my son, Freddie Trash Can Hands. It was called Hellfest.
How was that?
It was horrible.
B movie, right?
It
B
was
flick.
basically, I went to Long Island to see it, and it's basically the movie has no plot, no twist, no turns. It's literally about a bunch of teenagers that go into like a Hollywood, a Halloween theme park, haunted household deal, and there's a guy that wears a mask rolling around.
He kills people.
with no motive at all, no motive, nothing.
We got another caller? Yeah, pick that up. Good.
Silk shirts and fast hands.
Oh, I don't know.
Scared? Hold back. Don't be scared. Yeah, that looks bad. It looks like a bad B flick. The Nun I thought was trash. I didn't really like the acting. This Friday, Venom.
I want to see it. You were kind of down on it. You said it looks like trash.
You know what? The previews, it looked good and it looked weird at the same time. Like it looked like I'm not gonna like the special effects. I'm probably gonna like the acting, but I'm probably not gonna like the story and the special effects, which sucks because I like Venom as a character. I think Sony needs a hit. I like. Go ahead.
Silk shirts and fast hands. Silk shirts and fast hands. Speak up.
Finally, D Nasty has come back to the Silk Shirts and Fast Pants podcast.
Welcome back,
Great to have
man.
you guys back. I'm great to have you back, guys.
What's going on? What do you want to talk about?
Just want to say congratulations on overcoming your banning. It was getting lonely without this podcast.
Hey, we haven't overcome the banning yet. We're still not on SoundCloud or iTunes. We're only on fucking YouTube. But we're fighting. We're fighting the good fight, kid.
I'll tell you what, I mean, they're going to come after you. You are the Vladimir Putin and the Rodrigo Duterte of the podcast world.
This is true.
So, and, that's just how it goes. But keep going, and thanks for...
We appreciate that, my brother.
The podcast came back on. It's been nothing but blue skies, so thank you.
No problem, man. We
Thanks,
appreciate
man. Thanks for the support,
man.
bro.
Thank
Call
you,
back
man.
anytime. Bye. Hang on. All right. So, fucking.
You sure? You're appreciative, but you don't give a fuck. Yeah,
No, but I say goodbye. You say goodbye back, and then you hang up.
You narcissistic prick.
This is our show. We're the stars of the show. Be nasty. You're great, but you don't call in trying to be the star of the show.
Alright, we got another call.
Let's see what's going on. You got it?
Silk shirts and fast hands. Who's talking? Who's on the air right now?
Hello. Every fight, you the biggest fight in UFC history.
What?
I wanted to talk about the wrestling match this weekend, the big wrestling match.
There's no wrestling. There's no wrestling match this
people
weekend.
on the air right
There's
now?
2 people on the air right now. Hang up on one of them.
Hold on.
Yeah, this is the
Hold
Super
on.
Show. What is it? The Super Show?
Hold on. Don't hang up. You got?
It's not two people.
Yeah, it is. Sure.
What do you want to talk about? There's no wrestling.
Yeah. What's the show this weekend?
The show.
Is it Super Show this weekend? The Australia shit? The Australia shit.
These 2 people talking to each other. Hang up the fucking phone on these
Yo,
2.
the fuck are these two fucking
These guys are having fucking phone sex, and we're trying to fucking have a show.
What the fuck was that about?
These guys are talking to each other. You're not even talking to 2 fucking dons. Like,
fucking
oh, what should I talk about when they answer? I'm so nervous. What the fuck? It's so fucking. These guys are having phone sex. This fucking show's horrible.
Dude, I hate this show. This is the last episode. It's done after that. Here we go.
We're gonna try again. Silk shirts and fast hands. Who's this?
Yo, this is Dave. I got a question.
What's up, Dave? What's your question?
Since Triple and Canelo was such a good fight, do you think that Kodak Black should be in the top 5?
They're never gonna drop.
Yeah.
Tony.
Get Tony.
What's up, Tony? You
Tony, say something,
You
Tony.
still stand behind that?
He hung up.
Wow.
We have another call?
You still remember that.
He knew I was gonna go off.
We have, oh, you scared of you? We have another call?
Yo, but he actually did come out of jail finally, though.
Kodak Black, you happy about that?
I don't care. I'm indifferent.
Top 5 DOA or what? All right, A Star Is Born. Are you,
I didn't even heard of that.
are you revved up for that? It's a Lady Gaga movie.
Yeah, I'm dying to see that. I pre-ordered tickets on Fandango.
It's Bradley Cooper and
I got-
Lady
I
Gaga.
got
You don't want to watch
I
that?
got reserved seating for it. Oh fuck! You get
Aren't you like a little
Oh,
monster?
fuck out of here! This shit.
Aren't you a little monster?
Yeah, little monster.
Let me tell you what I am. Listen, I want to see that Bohemian Rhapsody movie about Queen. I'll tell you why. Yo, Queen was a fucking great band.
They're a great band.
And I want to see the story. You know what I mean? Really, the movie's really about Freddie Mercury. Nobody gives a shit about the other guys in fucking Queen. Let's be honest. Who gives a fuck about their life? Their life looks pretty boring. It's the movie about Freddie Mercury, but I'm looking forward to seeing it, man. I'm a fan of the music.
Somebody said that you're the modern day Freddie Mercury.
Oh well, I mean, if we're talking about
not singing either.
if we're talking about being incredibly sexy and having a great facial hair, then yes.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about it on food.
Why are you fucking thinking about that then?
That's what somebody said. They said
Get outta
FCB Freddie
here.
Mercury.
Somebody
Get
said that.
outta here. Nobody said it.
What's yo, real quick, Eminem versus Machine Gun Kelly.
MGK killed Eminem.
You're
son.
bugging. You're out of your fucking
Machine
mind.
Gun Kelly. He caught a body, son.
He caught a few bodies.
I'm not gonna listen to fucking Kodak Black top 5 dead or alive over here about who won what battle. That's number one. I'm gonna tell you right now. Number two, I don't listen. The MGK song was great.
MGK had more balls for Eminem. Eminem only had a couple lines for him.
Nah, you're bugging. The MGK song was great. It was the best diss anyone has ever thrown at Eminem. But Eminem's comeback was he fucking
I don't
destroyed
know
him.
if it was a strong comeback.
You guys are out of your fucking
MGK
mind.
all day. I don't even like MGK. I think he's a
Yeah, I don't listen to any of them.
I haven't even heard an MGK song before.
Me neither.
How about that?
Yeah, me neither. That's how I know that I with an unbiased view. I
Exactly.
listen to the song.
No, listen.
To MGK, and I listen to Eminem. I'm like, all right.
I had an unbiased view too because I didn't like Eminem's last fucking 4 albums. I'm an Eminem fan of his old shit, but I listened to the MGK, I liked it, I fucking played it, I was like, yo, this is a good song by itself. No matter who he's dissing. He's dissing the shit out of Eminem and he's doing a great job. The song is great. Eminem's comeback though was a fucking battle rap and it destroyed MGK in every sense of the word. And look, MGK hasn't said anything since, and his fucking album flopped. He sold fucking 20,000
Your
streams.
favorite song.
I sold more than him, and I suck. And my album sucks.
I heard this was your favorite song.
Don't start getting cute over there. Don't start trying to do fucking cute shit over there. You can't even answer the fucking phones. What is? Oh, is this the original?
No, it's the MGK.
Yeah, MGK, man. You got that, son.
I'd rather listen to. Turn this shit the fuck up. I'd rather listen to Tekashi 6ix9ine's verse on "Get the Strap," which is one of the
hardest verse of the year.
one of the
right there.
worst verses I've ever heard, ever.
Hardest
Anywhere
verse of
rap.
the year right there.
Get the fuck out of here.
The king of New York. Have respect for that man. You respect the hip hop Don 6ix9ine. How dare you?
He started this.
How about this? 6ix9ine is better than KRS-One. I said it. They're laughing. I like 6ix9ine better than KRS-One.
Listen,
What are you kidding?
I'll be honest with you. I don't like KRS-One at all.
I never liked him.
I like some of his early songs back in the
I
day.
remember growing up in the 90s, like, people, you had to say KRS-One was the GOAT.
Yeah, no.
I never said that. To me, it was boring. I didn't like him. I'm sorry. I know this is probably blasting a lot of like hip hop heads, boom bap heads are probably shitting their fucking pants right now. Sorry.
No. Listen, it was trash. It was after maybe 89, 90.
Listen, I love
KRS-One's
I
trash.
love 90s hip hop. I'll be honest with you, I don't like KRS-One. I never liked his music per se. I think he was overrated. And I'd rather listen to 6ix9ine than KRS-One. Am I committing hip hop blasphemy right now? What do you think? Blasphemy? I would say so.
Nah, these little fanboys are gonna fucking say
Boom
something like
back,
that,
man.
but they don't know anything. What the fuck do they know?
Alright, so
Alright, are we gonna end the show or what?
Yeah, please. Yeah, I'm sick of you guys already.
I'm starving.
Yeah, we're almost at 2 hours. We're like hour 40, hour 50.
Are there any questions on YouTube? Because the fucking this guy's fucking Matt.
Yo, we're talking about Alex Jones, Trump.
We got another call. Here we go. Silk shirts and fast hands.
What's going on, Blood Wolf?
What's going on, my brother? What do you want to talk about today?
Everything.
We want to catch up, or you got
What do
something
you
to say?
want to talk about today?
I'm not sure if you touched on the Kavanaugh situation, but I wanted to know what you think about that whole situation there.
We did touch on it. I personally believe that it's a political hit piece conducted by the Democrats and the left. I believe Kavanaugh is innocent. I believe that Christine Ford has no proof, no evidence, no witnesses. As a matter of fact, today's statement that was written by her ex-boyfriend of 6 years makes it even look worse, because in that statement it said that when they were together for 6 years, that she never even mentioned one time she was raped by Kavanaugh. She lied about being scared to ride on airplanes. She taught somebody how to lie on a what's that, a polygraph test?
Yeah.
A polygraph test. There's, like I said, the 4 witnesses that were there have no recollection. There's no evidence. It happened 36 years ago. I believe it's a political hit piece. I believe that she's lying. I believe it was conducted by the deep state, the satanic deep state. So to make sure Kavanaugh doesn't get that Supreme Court seat, because that if he gets that seat, it's going to swing the Supreme Court towards the right and towards Trump, and they're doing everything in their power to stop that from happening. I believe Kavanaugh gets in this week. Friday he gets voted in. No substantial evidence, no proof. They tried, they lost. And Trump has the Supreme Court now once he gets in. So that's what I believe. Political hit piece, and anybody with common fucking sense knows that this has happened in the past with Clarence Thomas, with Anita, I think her name was Anita Hill back in 1990. The Democrats did the same exact thing. They got another woman to say that Clarence Thomas did this to her. They tried it already. It's a repeat of that. So I believe Kavanaugh's innocent, and that's why I stand on it. And I believe that if this girl's lying, she should spend the rest of her life in jail for destroying a man's life, family, and name, and tarnishing it. And like I said, accusing somebody of a crime that they didn't do is the equivalent of murder, and she should pay for it if she is lying. Now, I'm not saying with 100%, that I believe that maybe did he do it? It's possible, but I believe with no witnesses, no evidence, no proof, and actually people speaking out against her now, like her ex-boyfriend, Kavanaugh's innocent. That's where I stand on it, and I believe, like I said, a political hit piece constructed by the Democrats.
Yo, so somebody said, alright, so.
Thank you
Yo,
for
thanks,
calling,
man. Thanks for
Thank you
calling in.
I appreciate that.
Somebody say
So
what?
somebody typed in the chat, they said, Jerk Job of the Year nominee, F you for hating on Tyson Fury and Trump.
I don't fucking
He might be listening. FU's in the running. He's in the running every year, though.
Yeah, every year.
He's every year in the running for Jerk Job of the Year.
Yeah, but
Somebody else said
typical
Alex
good
Jones
job.
thing. Yeah, let's hear on that. I mean, we kind of didn't speak on. I mean,
We did speak on it.
We did in the
On
last
episode 19, but it didn't get aired.
But now he came out. The last thing was what, a few weeks ago when he was crying. He was basically saying,
Yeah. Well, listen, I mean, let me tell you something right now. Believe it or not, he has the platform for everything, but this makes him look better. This makes him look like everything he was saying all along is right. It actually kind of makes him a martyr. It makes Alex Jones a martyr.
Yeah,
it makes it seem like everything he was saying about, them coming for them, the deep state, the Illuminati, the Satanists coming for him, doesn't it make him look like a martyr? So I actually think it benefits him in a way. It might hurt his pockets a little bit, but in terms of what he was saying, it makes him look correct. Listen, I love Alex Jones. A lot of people don't like him. I love him. I think some of the stuff I don't agree with, but I think his heart's in the right place. I think it's for me. It's sad. I was talking to my brother about it the other day. I miss Infowars. I used to love watching Infowars on YouTube. But
I mean, the good thing is that they can't take away the fact that he could have a website, so he still has it.
he still has a website.
Yeah.
And like I said, to me, it it makes him a martyr. It makes him look like he was right about everything he said. He was saying for years they're gonna come for him, and they did. So to me, it makes him look like he was right about everything. So that's why I still on Alex Jones.
Let's get the hell out of here,
Yeah,
man.
it's time to end the show.
Listen.
Silk Shirts, Fast Hands, episode 20, only on YouTube now, exclusively on YouTube until we figure things out.
If you guys were watching live or if you're watching this later, tell everyone you know we're on YouTube, Silk Shirts, Fast Hands. Episode 19 is on YouTube in case you didn't get to hear it.
Yeah.
And this is where we'll be from now till for the foreseeable future till we finish it out.
Yep. And we got silkshirtsfasthands.com. So right now, you know, there's really nothing on the site, but in a few weeks we'll be promoting some merch. We'll be promoting hopefully some content for you guys. A compilation of hopefully different videos of like, you know, the best things that we did this year, funny moments, shit like that. But more importantly, the merch, which is what's gonna help us keep running this.
Yeah, it's gonna help us. It's gonna help us grow. It's gonna help us keep doing shows. Whether you hate the shit we say, whether you fucking think I'm a fucking typical New York jerk job, whether you think Bloodstained Lane is a fucking
Nut job, quack.
nut job, quack,
Christian
whatever.
conservative.
You know,
Whatever.
we're still gonna keep bringing you content, and thanks for tuning in. And
We're out.
We're out of here.
Oh, wait, what do you guys want to end with the?
Wait, we got another caller? Are we on live still or no?
Oh, this is the unknown caller. I'm sorry.
Just take it.
Alright, just take it. Silk Shirts and Fast Hands, you're the last caller. Who's this?
Hi, how are you, brother? I'm calling, what's the timeline on Picasso 2?
Picasso 2 is done. It's mastered. I'm just waiting to iron out the cassette and vinyl deal. So it should be out by the end of October. Right
I'm
in
gonna
time.
buy a copy and melt it down into a dildo and fuck myself.
End the show.
Just in time to
That's it.
stuff in your
End
fucking
the show.
stocking.
Get done. It's
You piece
over.
of shit. Here's my last message for you.